It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one.
Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son.
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. One stolen base, a hit by pitch. Oh my goodness.
Welcome everybody to the at-home edition of the Hitting Zone podcast. That's where I'm in the dugout today. I'm sitting. You're
in the clubhouse.
I'm in the clubhouse. I'm a little under the weather, so I wanted to kind of do this from home. And so here we are today. Big shout out Game 7 Baseball, game7baseball.com. Make sure that you go check them out. They have their fall events going on right now. And if you're looking for any fall gear, we actually have Prime Sports Midwest that you need to head to. We have 3 locations. Fenton, I know, right? 3 locations that you can have brick and mortar. You can have things in your hands and test them out. Specifically gloves. Everybody loves gloves, but some of the new bats are coming out, and you can get a bat in your hand and go test it in the facilities or in their cages that they have. I know they have one at the Mid Rivers location or St. Peter's location. I don't know any of the addresses. I know that I think 15 something Ocello Drive. The other one's on Mid Rivers, right? No, Mexico. We'll get it right. And the other one's in the Chesterfield Valley Outlet Mall area. So anyways, go check out Prime Sports Midwest, get your gear there. But I wanted to talk fall baseball today. Shane Eames was supposed to be on the call. We rescheduled that to September 30th. We will talk a lot about hitting. Obviously, he's the man in the area, so we will talk about hitting. So Shane, get better. Well wishes to your family, and we'll see you soon here on the show. But
instead, you get me.
Well, I mean, listen, you're opinionated. Wait a minute. That's an emotional thing.
That's a huge letdown.
Well, I don't know. We'll see how the show goes. Maybe we won't have a letdown because we're going to talk fall baseball. I'm going to lead with this and kind of let you feed off this. But for me, I am not the biggest fan of how we operate fall baseball at this current moment. Specifically the cost, and I'm not picking on any tournament provider or any decisions that are made. I personally do not like wasting resources with folks getting very little out of fall baseball. When I played,
so basically you're generalizing. It's just an overall general look at it.
Yeah, correct. And I come from that because when I played fall baseball, we didn't practice. We played our fall sports. We showed up on a Sunday night over at Maryland Heights Ballpark, and we had maybe 12 to 15 guys that weren't even I played summer ball with. There were just a group of guys that got together that wanted to play a few extra games. I think everybody pitched in it. It was not a serious thing. It was just for us to get together and play ball. And, in today's fall baseball, I understand the importance of getting your teams together and finding out who you are and who you have. But there's teams every single weekend that are having guest players. So really, what are we doing and what are we playing for and spending the resources? I think the biggest thing for me is the money that goes into fall baseball by clubs.
Oh, I think that's the problem. I think it's the wrong questions, right? Okay. The question always has to be at the end of the day, in my opinion, because this is, look, you and we're a couple of old fat dudes, right?
You're not.
Well, I'm older than you, but I'm a little pudgy.
Well, mine's in the 40s.
Degree of chubbiness notwithstanding. We're the old guys sitting on the bucket. How's that? Right?
Gen Xers.
Yeah. So here's the thing. We got to make sure because in everything we do at this point, and I think this is true as far as, I think if we're talking about life lessons, and I did the air quotes, yes. Um, what's your purpose? What purpose does this serve? And I think that's the biggest thing because you got football going now, you got all the other fall sports. And we know kids are playing multiple sports, especially let's talk and I think let's talk in the ages of 6 to 12 for because I think that's where a lot of this comes into play. I think most kids at 15 U and up have figured it out, right?
Fair.
So they're doing these questions are being asked, maybe not always, but I think that's the biggest thing is what's the purpose of it? Where's your athlete as a player? And if it's 6 to 12, if you're just basically asking the question, hey, you want to play a little more baseball through the fall? Are you playing soccer? What's your schedule like? What are you doing? And I think sometimes it gets to the point where the kid is never going to say no because it's mom and dad. I don't know about today's world. I guess some kids will say no, but I'm not going to get into that. Nonetheless, there's like, yeah, let's go play. But in the end, really, sometimes the kid just wants to decompress. No, I really, I don't really. And you go out and watch them play, and then the parents are going, "Man, you played terrible." Well, wasn't mentally there. Didn't want to go play, and that happens a lot in those age groups, in my opinion. And there's not really any kind of purpose to this, in my estimation.
Yeah, I kind of get that same feel. One of the things that maybe would help is if we played a little bit longer into the summer. Instead of ending maybe in early July or mid-July, maybe we play in early August. And the things that are interesting for me is we don't have to stop playing baseball. We don't have to stop playing catch. We don't have to stop trying to get better because I do believe that you have to have 3 to 4 touches a week on the sport that you want to be good at in order to get better. And I'm not saying a 6-year-old needs to go outside and spend hours upon hours, but a simple game of catch can go a long, long ways. Hitting a wiffle ball, hitting, uh, fuzzball, bottle caps. This is where I like the whole back in my day comes in because we did nothing but play outside. And it helped us in all the money that we're spending become better athletes because we had to play street hockey, we played basketball, we played tennis, we socked each other in the nose. I mean, we did things that boys did. And now it's like we stay inside, it's video games. It's a totally different generation of athlete. And how do we get them better? Well, playing games to me isn't always the answer. It's the practices, the routines that we have, and in the fall, if we're missing half our team anyways, you cannot tell me that you're trying to develop a chemistry between your team because you don't have it. So why are you spending 1,200 to 1,600 bucks in a fall of your resources that could go towards spring, that could go towards speed and agility, or cost your parents less to pay to play for your season? And I just, and I'm, again, this has nothing to do with Game 7 or any of the other tournament providers out there. They're providing a resource for us because we're asking for it. We're asking for those things, and they're providing. So for me, the thought process that goes into the falls, it's supposed to be easy, and it needs to be less stressful. It needs to be fun, and we can still have all that if you just want to get together for a weekend. But every one of these clubs have multiple age groups. And why don't you just host academies and scrimmages amongst yourself and save significant amount of resources or make it cheaper for families?
Well, I think the traveling. Okay, I'm going to go back. You opened up this Pandora's box for me. Ah, so,
How do get
oh,
so?
why are we playing in March?
I mean, that's an interesting thing too. I mean, I'm not a big fan of playing in March.
I'm not
We have
either.
to in high school and college. I understand that
Yes,
piece.
that's different.
Yep. I mean, yeah. We could bring in
Right?
early spring.
So why not your April to the end of July? I understand the reasoning not to go too far into August because you got football season and those things are there. And I get it. Um, you know, but do you have to push it? I know football, see, and this is the problem. We've elongated everything so far that in youth sports to match this professional kind of level that I think we've done a disservice. We could shorten it back for these kids, I think, a bit. Um, in baseball, we don't need to play 100 games between the ages of 6U and 12U. You don't need to play 50. If you got a really good high school team, Misha has a cap in the regular season of 36 games. Folks, 36. That's Misha rules. So then if you get into the postseason, right? Now you're going to play, if you're at 5 and 6, you've got districts, which you're probably going to need, at least 3 wins there in districts, correct? Okay.
Yep.
So now you're at 39. You get you win districts, you go to the quarters. That's a best 2 out of 3. So if you go the full, there's another 3. Now you're at 41. Or excuse me, my math is bad. 42. And then you got 2 games to win the championship if you go that way. That's 44 games in class 5 and 6 in a season. How many of these 6 to 12-year-olds are playing 50, 60, 70 games?
In
I
the same
don't.
amount of time frame too. And listen, some of that might be because you have you go through the winners bracket, and you get your 3 game guarantee turns into 5 or 6 games because you played well in bracket play. So I understand that you play within the guidelines, right? And Misha has that, and I actually think that there's rules that they might cap at 36, but like if you have a double header day, I think there's some other rules in there that might lead to allowing to actually play more than those games, or at least it used to be when I was in high school ball, because some of the teams had already played like 39 games going into district play because of how you can manage your tournaments. It was I don't remember what it was. I could be way off base, but um, that's been a couple years since I've been in high school. But the energy behind fall that I'm getting when I'm asking, and please comment because we you can debate this. It's okay. I'm open to hearing how you feel as a program. But when I see the things that I like the most, I'm watching some of these bigger clubs simply have fall academies,
Mhm.
and they're letting teams kind of do their own little thing. And I'm like, okay, I like the academy process because you're going out and you're getting your age groups together. You're going out, you're getting some practices in. You see it a lot at the high school level in the big clubs where they'll rent one of these Maryvilles or Lindenwood or something like that, and they have a big day at the field. I think that to me is how you grow fall, and how you can put people in places. And for somebody that like say, hey, I want to go play fall baseball or fall event, go get some guys together and just go play. It does not have to be team driven. This is mandatory thing that I think bothers me because I'm seeing coaches get upset because other people are stealing players and things like that in the fall because they're guest playing and all the nonsense that happens with fall baseball. I'm just not a fan of our current fall situation here in our space. I posted this on TikTok. I did not have a clue that this was going to take off like that. Over 5,000 views on it, almost 80 something comments on people all over the country and how their different experiences are with fall baseball. And I absolutely think that we have to do something different in order to best suit our families and these athletes. I don't think we do a good enough job. Um, I think we demand a little bit too much in our area for baseball, fall baseball.
Well, I mean, because we got to cut this short here because Mitch has got to roll. He's got, to get, and it's a bigger subject. So we'll have to come back to this. But I want to finish it just by saying if we had fall ball teams, we were talking about this as we were texting the other day. I'm talking, my team would be called the Potato Guns because we mash. That's it.
I loved it. I mean, we had we were the Matadors one year, and we wore these bright orange. Ugly...
Did you wear a cape?
No, we did. Listen, I'm gonna backtrack real quick because there was some complaining happening. Fall baseball in our area for leagues is only 3 innings long. It's drop dead. There's no extra innings. It's timed. It's like an hour and 15 minutes. It's not even real baseball to me. So that's the biggest thing that bothers me. We're not even playing whatever. The Matadors was awesome. The Potato Guns, it's awesome. Having these goofy names because it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be relaxing. And, I think about the term burnout. And I've always thought, like, if you love something so much, you don't get burnt out on things. And I'm starting to kind of change my mind or my opinion on that because we are literally forcing our young people to play so much that it just becomes this job at 8 years old. And when you're being told you're doing something wrong, how many times do you want to be told you're wrong or you're not this or you're not that, you're not doing this, you're not doing that? I would think at some point you get sick of it. I personally, I probably think that's why my youngest daughter didn't play because she heard me saying that to my oldest daughter. But those are things that I've learned through my experiences of coaching that I had to deal with. And unfortunately my daughter did too, my oldest. But I can't. I have this. My 9U team wanted to play fall baseball. I did not. I had some parents step up. They put a group together. They went out and played fall baseball. There's no expectations. They're going out there. They're not yelling at them because I've asked them not to yell at them during the game. Where to throw the baseball. Don't tell them they need a hustle. Don't tell them they need to fix their bag. Don't tell them nothing. Just let them play the game of baseball. Let us coaches build the workout plans for what we need to do this fall and this winter, ultimately getting prepared for spring. And so far, so good. I mean, the parents have kind of bought in and said, let the kids make mistakes. Let them understand that it's okay. Because every time we yell at them and tell them to do something different, they throw the ball in right center field, or bad things happen when we're yelling from the dugout, or and I'm not picking on parents. It's just
but
protection.
It's a good way to look and see who's got a baseball IQ early on. Does the kid in a situation understand and know where he has to throw the ball? And you can make some notes and say, hey, he did a really good job every time, went to the right bag. You got some notes on some kids, and just allowing them and allowing yourself as a coach to see what these kids are, where their strengths are, where their deficiencies are, and get a good baseline of where growth needs to happen with each player, especially at 9U. Let them. I just want to see you play baseball. How do you play baseball? How does that kid play? And if I can see that with no expectation, they're just going out there, just, hey, go play as hard as you can, enjoy, go try and win the baseball game. and see what they do. That's okay. That and you know, even see if they can make out a lineup.
Well, I know they know how to play in the dirt. Um, I know that and that's the thing that like here's how small detailed we are right away. Our kids love to 9U they love to throw their gloves anywhere they want, right? They love to throw their bats anywhere they want, their glove, all that stuff. We're trying to get them to now like win the battle of their gloves get put in a straight line if we're getting warmed up for the game, their fingertips down. When we're in the dugout, they put their batting gloves, their helmet all next to each other. That's our focus is right now in not even worrying about covering bases yet. Like uh, the why, I don't want to deal with that in 3 or 4 years from now. I don't want them searching for that stuff in the spring when we need to get out on the field in a hurry. It's a small detail that if I can get them to focus on that, I'm going to get them to focus on being able to communicate in the field. We're working this in. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not quiet, but we're working that stuff in. We're working the backups in, but we want to create this culture um, right away on how we present ourselves as athletes and as a team. And the kids get like when we look over and I say that we all look at the gloves, they all high five each other because we got it right. Like it's goofy, but to the boys, it's so much more. And that tells you the makeup of the 9U kids. So go have a blast, do big things, play all these extra sports because you're gonna have winter sports too. Don't fight it. And enjoy the game of baseball because it actually, even at 9 years old, it goes by pretty darn fast. So don't let it slip by worrying about some of the small things. But Brian, I appreciate it. Thanks for hopping on with me. The reason why I'm here is because I got a little congestion, but I've always say this to folks, coaches out there, families, make sure that you use sun protection, whether it's the long sleeves, things like that, hats. The reason I'm leaving is because I'm actually doing the light therapy, and I'm going to go look like a lobster. They're going to turn my face into a big giant sunburn so that I can. It's like a chemical peel, actually, trying to get all the precancer that's out of me and skin cancer. So obviously, as an outdoorsman, as a coach, you have to take care of yourself. If you got spots, go get them checked out. That's my PSA of the day. Don't let that cause problems down the road. So yes, wear sunscreen. I'm not really a sunscreen guy. I'm more of a zinc guy. I don't like putting chemicals. That's why I even wear sleeves throughout the whole summer. People ask me if I'm hot all the time, Brian. Yes, I'm hot. Just you look at me, I'm always in black because I look thinner. And so it's a fat comment from earlier. But anyways, all you guys out there, please make sure that you go do the like, follow, share, subscribes. You're already here on YouTube. Make sure you go up and you hit the bell so that you can get notifications for when we get Shane back on here. We're going to follow up talking fall baseball, maybe even early spring baseball. But Brian, what do you got words for fall baseball coaches? What do you got for them? Words of advice.
Keep throwing strikes.
And you hitters, hit them where they ain't.
It's all the same, bro.
It's all the same. Shout out to Game 7, Prime Sports, Brian, YBM. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a great day. Swing hard, Casey. Hit it.